The doctor asks you what brings you here today, and you say, Doc, I have headaches, I have high temperature, I've lost appetite, and stuff like that. Then he says, is that all? You say, oh yes, that's all, doctor. And then he says, okay, go to the lab. He writes you a prescription notice. You go to the lab, they do some tests, they run the tests, bring it back to the doctor. He looks at it and he makes his diagnosis and writes you a medicine. What happened? The doctor asked you for symptoms, and based on the symptoms, he was able to make a diagnosis. I'm going to tell you why this is so important. Welcome to Unlocking Potential, your journey to fulfillment. My name is Aaron, and I'm your life purpose coach. In our previous session, we concluded the title or the module, Essence of Purpose. Essence of Purpose. Today, we are beginning a new module titled Triggers of Purpose. Triggers of Purpose. So I gave you the analogy of a doctor asking you for symptoms before making a prescription. There are symptoms that can help you diagnose what your purpose is. I call these symptoms triggers. And I'm going to share with you 12 triggers that can aid you on your search or on your journey to purpose discovery. I'm going to share you the first 6 triggers in this session, and in the next session, Lord willing, I'm going to conclude it. Stick and stay. Trigger number 1, your talents and gifts. Your talents and gifts. That's one of the ways you know what your purpose is. Everybody came here with some talent. Have you ever seen somebody do something that wows you so much and you say, oh my God, this girl, this lady is so talented. That athlete is so talented. It is true, that person is talented, but everybody else is also talented. There is no talentless person on this earth. Everybody has a talent, and your gifts and your talents are divine endowments, bestowments God have made to aid you, to guide you to fulfill the purpose for which He put you here. So your purpose can be triggered when you come to awareness and embrace the gifts and talents God has given you. Trigger number 2, your shortcoming, your deficiencies, your inabilities. That's not something you'd like to hear, but everybody has inabilities. Everybody has some kind of shortcoming in their life. The things you are unable to do is also a trigger of the things God has called you to do. So there is something you wish you could do. You've made efforts at it, and it doesn't amount to much. It is only telling you that turn away from that. If one door is closed to your face, it just means that perhaps there is another door. You have to look for that other door. That other door will lead you to your purpose. When the door of some things you wish you could do and you're not able to do is closed to you, turn to the other door and you'd find the things God has bestowed in you or upon you, which can guide you to fulfill His purpose for your life. Andraé Crouch had dyslexia. He couldn't read, he couldn't write. On top of that, he was a stammerer. He started. So he actually liked to be in the shadows as a young boy growing up. It was this kind of inability to talk in public, to read, to write, that pushed him to the piano and music. And this man, Andraé Crouch, has become a legend. We celebrate him for the impact he's made in the world at large, and especially in the Christian music circles. So when things are not going well, when you feel like, oh, I'm not able to do this, people asking you to do, your parents, society, your teachers, and you are not able to do, don't feel downcast. Don't feel like you are useless. Look within and search for that other thing which God has given you, and begin to focus on it and commit your time to it. That's one of the triggers of your purpose. Number 3, the hostility you face. The hostility you face. That may sound absurd, right? Hostility, but it is true. The rejections, the disappointments, the feeling of being unwanted, being reduced to nothing. There are some places you go and nobody seems to really want you there. Sometimes you even feel it in your family, amongst your siblings. You feel like, I don't really belong here. In that job, like everybody is given some preferential treatment, you feel like when it's in your case, it's different. That hostility could be one of the ways God is calling you to your purpose. He says, hey, forget about that one. Look here, there is a brighter side of things. If there was somebody who faced hostility so much to the core, it is Joseph. His brothers tormented him because of his dreams, because of his father's love for him. His brothers did not want to see Joseph. It was this hostility that drove him out. They actually sold him, and he was sold again to Potiphar in prison. In Potiphar's house, he actually went to prison for a crime he didn't commit. It seemed all his life he faced hostility. But through this channel, this series of hostilities, he rose to become the prime minister of Egypt. And this is what Joseph said when his brothers reunited with him after many years. In Genesis chapter 50, verse 20. But as for you, ye thought evil against me, but God meant it unto good, to bring to pass, as it is this day, to save much people alive. Joseph said, hey, you thought you were hating me, you were rejecting me, you were so hostile to me and all that. But God used that to actually bring me to my purpose, which is to save many people. Otherwise, you would have been dead. Many people have been dead. So that's how God can work through rejections to bring to pass, to trigger his purpose in your life. When you face rejections and hostilities, pray through it. Trust God, pray through it, and ask God to show you the way out and where he's taking you from that place. Trigger number 4, your anger to bring a change. All the emotions God put in us, all the emotions you feel, they were put there by God. Satan didn't create anything, including anger. That emotion that you feel is a tool God has put in you to serve his purpose. If you can master your emotions and channel them to the right cause, you would accomplish a lot to bring glory to God. So yes, one of the ways you trigger or you come to awareness of your purpose is through anger, godly anger to bring a change. Anger could be very destructive, but it is also instructive. Make your anger instructive. Let it channel your anger to a good cause. So there is something in society, in your church, in wherever, your surroundings, wherever that you are, and you feel it's inappropriate, and you don't like it, you don't want to condone it. Children getting abused, children being trafficked, the environment being wasted. These are all things that, for some of you, it angers you. It makes you so angry in a good way. So much that you want to address it. If I had an opportunity, I will stop this thing. That thing God has put in you, that anger is godly and is asking you to pursue the thing which you are not happy about, to address it, to make it better. Here is a quote by a man called Cesar Millan. He says, "You cannot change what you tolerate." And that was exactly the story of Nelson Mandela. Nelson Mandela could not tolerate apartheid, and he fought against it, including going to prison for many years. But it was this anger to bring a change that contributed to bringing an end to apartheid in South Africa. So channel your anger at the things that disgust you, the things that you find are inappropriate, injustices and all that, and focus on addressing them. Trigger number 5, the places and company you desire. See, sometimes you have this affinity to going to certain places, to belonging within a certain conversation, a certain company, a group of people. Like, you always want to be there. You find some connection, deep connection to that kind of place. Sometimes that's how God is drawing you to your purpose. See, when Samson asked his parents to go and accompany him to marry a woman from Timnah among the Philistines, his parents were disgusted. Like, what? God says we shouldn't mingle with such people. Why are you going there? Samson, if you check the story of Samson, his history, his records, all the 3 women he wanted to be with were from enemy land. And his parents did not understand. They thought he was out of line. They reprimanded him, but he kept going. Least did they know that God was using that kind of desire to go to the land of the Philistines to serve his purpose. In Judges chapter 14, verse 3 to 4, this is what the Bible says. Then his father and his mother said unto him, Is there never a woman among the daughters of thy brethren, or among all my people, that thou goest to take a wife of the uncircumcised Philistines? And Samson said unto his father, Get her for me, for she pleaseth me well. But his father and his mother knew not that it was of the Lord, that he sought an occasion against the Philistines. For at that time the Philistines had dominion over Israel. That's very telling. God gave me a desire to go and be among the enemies, but that was where his purpose was. So for you, it may be you like going to church, you like being amongst instrumentalists, you like to be part of discussions concerning government, economy, and things like that. You are fascinated when journalists meet and all that. All these are indicators. It's a trigger of a purpose of God for your life. Trigger number 6, your passions. Your passions. There are certain topics, when we start discussing them, you don't want them to end. You can go on and on and on about them for the whole day. You don't feel hungry. Nothing will stop you. The kind of things that arouse in you some energy, some enthusiasm, the activities you like to do, you don't mind doing that the whole week. Those are part of the triggers of your purpose. God put those passions in you to give you an idea to commit your time, your resources to it. Pray through those things, pray about those things, make sure you are getting the right counsel, you are researching into them. How do I make the most of this passion, this kind of intense enthusiasm that I have? So that is it. If you look at the story of Walt Disney, he was fascinated about painting and drawing, and it may not have seemed like any brilliant thing to do, but he revolutionized the space of entertainment and education for children with his Disneyland and all the other innovation he came about. So just like Walt Disney, there is something you're also passionate about. It may not be drawing and painting. It could be something as writing. It could be public speaking. Whatever that thing is, go for it. This will bring us to the first part of the discussion on purpose triggers. And I want to ask you to reflect on something. What are some of the happenings in your society or immediate circle that you cannot tolerate so much that you would like to change them? See you in the next session. Love and blessings.